G'day there mates, my name is Mr. Magilla-Cutti. Welcome back once again to my channel. Today I'm going to be presenting you some more conversation clips from Marvel's No Sons. So if you did enjoy the last video, then I think you might enjoy some more of Hunter getting to know the rest of the team. I think there's only going to be about 3 or 4 videos of this stuff. The fourth one might be a bit less. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed these little clips and hope you have a good time. See you at the end.
Well, don't get me wrong, I love the book. Read it cover to cover, twice. Then I put it down and had a great night's sleep. Haven't had one of those since I came to this fun house.
Is your bed uncomfortable?
Oh, the bed is fine. It's all the other stuff that's been keeping me awake. Cold drafts, whispering voices, footsteps in the hall, footsteps on my ceiling, footsteps under my bed, footsteps on my bed, random stuff moving around. But last night, slept like a baby. All because I read the book and am starting to learn. Is it crazy that I'm actually kind of enjoying this?
I am so glad you did not get spooked and run out of here. Facing the unknown can have that effect on people.
I mean, I might have considered it. A couple times. But I'm glad I stuck around.
Because of our friendship?
Yep, that. And the fact that there was some kind of shadowy thing lurking in the hallway outside my room most nights. I didn't dare open that door.
I will have to figure out your next lesson. It should probably involve some sort of artifact.
The more ancient and forbidden, the better.
I will see what I can do.
Well, I can't express my thanks enough. You're taking all the spooky stuff and making it a little less spooky.
Well, I guess you will have to come up with a new nickname for Strange, then.
Oh no, he stays Dr. Spooky. I may be getting comfortable with all the oddities around the Abbey, but he still weirds me out.
One of these days, I hope you set aside your differences.
Oh, for the greater good of the team and our battle against the unyielding forces of darkness?
Yes. Also, your unending rivalry is starting to wear on everyone's nerves.
I prefer to think of it as a healthy competition, but noted.
I should probably put some thought into a suitable artifact for you to study.
Oh sure, I'll be fine here. And if I see anything floaty and undead, I won't even yell.
I've been here for such a short time, and I feel like this is a better education than I'm receiving at Empire State.
You attend school?
Yeah, grad school. But I meant all the superhero stuff. Before this, I've had to figure out everything on my own. Here, I have access to 2 whole superhero teams, each with their own way of doing things. It's eye-opening.
You are teaching all of us a few new tricks.
And some better smack talk. But that's no superpower. It's mostly Queens. So what's your preference? I heard you spent much of your life working solo. Is the team cramping your style?
I learned to fight alongside a team before my death.
Really? Were they butt-kicking Puritans?
More like a precursor to the Midnight Suns.
You're not kidding. You fought with action pilgrims.
I would rather have a team beside me than Lilin surrounding me.
Is that your catchphrase? Or did it belong to Goody Hatbuckle?
You are really fixating on this.
I'm just mad there was never a movie about the Mayflower Avengers. I can't wait till we do this again.
I'm glad you're fitting in. We've heard so many stories about you that we didn't really know what to expect.
What did you hear?
That you were a godlike hero walking the earth, single-handedly holding back the forces of evil.
That is only part of the story. Caretaker forged me into a weapon. Agatha, she kept me grounded.
Same with us. Caretaker is always focused on the task at hand. Agatha reminded her we aren't pieces on a chessboard. I'm surprised you and Caretaker keep butting heads. She always spoke of you so fondly.
Without Agatha, it is difficult for both of us.
I know what you mean. Agatha always knew how to smooth Caretaker's rough edges. The Midnight Suns have all dealt with Caretaker when she's prickly. If you ever need a vent, we get it.
Thanks, Nico.
Of course, what are friends for? I really needed that. I need some friendly advice, and you're pretty okay at both the friend and the advice part. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, I think that you think that I'm one of those good people, right? Not Marvel America levels, but not too far off. But where do you stand on the nature versus nurture question?
It is our environment that molds us. It is clear that I would have been different if I was raised by my mother.
Okay, based on that logic, I was raised by my mother for most of my life, and she was pretty evil, so... How can you be sure that I'm not, you know, evil?
I know well enough by now, Nico. You chart your own path. You are not your mother.
I bet parts of her probably rubbed off on me, or, you know, are literally running through my veins. I don't know, Hunter. I feel like I'm holding myself back worrying about this stuff. You've been around me enough, and I kinda trust you. What do you think?
I think that if you want to reach your true potential, you need to come to terms with your past.
Okay. How?
Even if your mother is gone, you still have the power to forgive.
How does that work?
Accept her errors that brought you here, but let go of the resentment. Refuse to let it weigh you down, and take control over your story.
Oh, I like that taking control part. Okay, I think I might have a plan now.
Feel better?
Not yet, but I will.
It was hard enough getting used to the Midnight Suns. Now we have doubled in size.
You are one of the Midnight Suns.
Now, yes, but not at the beginning. I was the strange woman who spoke to no one. It must be worse for you, Hunter. All the faces are new, except for Caretaker.
Sometimes it feels like I am blundering through all this.
Well, you're doing something right amidst your blundering. You made at least one friend. I will tell you a secret. Do not laugh. I have a tiny envy for how you make friends so quickly.
How so?
It comes so easy to you. Even when you are a bat. You are a likable bat.
I am glad to hear that, Ileana.
Of course, you have bitchin' swords. That is automatic likable for me. I meant with the others. Whatever you're doing, keep doing. Don't waste the time hiding in your room. How could you possibly know I wanted this?
You wanted to speak?
I see you, Hunter. I notice what you've been up to.
And what have I been up to exactly?
Bad things. Very bad things. The worst. You should see the look on your face. I meant that in a good way. You're embracing the darkness more and more every day, owning it, but not letting it own you. And more importantly, you're proving to be quite a good friend.
I am touched and honored to be considered a friend to you, Ileana.
Just don't let it go to your head. For years in this realm, I felt out of place. I was a sorceress who used the darkness within her for the cause of light and life. No one understood me, and most people were terrified. Then I met the Midnight Suns, and they showed me how to make a home in this world. It never felt right for a bad girl like me to fight with the good guys. Until you showed me how.
You have shown me a lot too, Ileana.
Perhaps, but I haven't told you everything. My time growing up in Limbo was difficult. The creature who brought me there.
Mephisto.
The very same. He sought to blacken my soul with corruption. Forced me to hurt. To curse. To kill. I hate what he did. What he made me do. But without it, I am not the person you know. And I would never have met you. Am I a monster for being grateful it happened as it did?
We cannot change our origins. If that makes you a monster, then so be it. This monster stands beside you.
Hunter, you say the nicest things. Thank you for listening to me, friend.
You're an only child, aren't you?
Yes.
I guess you'd have to be. Caretaker used to tell us about Lilith's child, not Lilith's firstborn.
Can you imagine Hunter triplets?
That would have ended poorly. Caretaker always said she could barely handle one of you.
I could be, let us say, headstrong.
I can't imagine. It always strikes me how our families define so much about us. I wouldn't be who I am without my little brother. With my parents gone, I had to grow up fast, pay the bills, keep my grades up, and provide for Gabe, no matter what.
Having a spirit of vengeance inside you cannot have made it any easier.
Yeah, it has complicated my life, but I make sure it won't complicate his. It's not easy to find that balance, but you have to do it. Without family, you lose a part of yourself. Right on. Thanks, Hunter. I want to ask you something, but you can't make fun of me, okay?
Fire away, Robbie.
Well, there is this online video game tournament, and I was kind of wondering, will you be my player too?
Of course I will be your player too, Robbie, and slay digital demons by your side.
Really? You sure you don't want to be player one?
No, no. You have earned that title. I am happy to follow your lead. So, what did I do to deserve this honor, Robbie?
I could ask you the same question. What did I do to deserve all your confidence in me?
I rarely meet someone as true and honest to himself as you, Robbie. Which explains how you can master the spirit of vengeance without letting it control you.
Calling someone like that back home can get you a nice beating. But I'll take it as a compliment. I sometimes wonder if you'd still think that way if it wasn't for Sparky. Don't get me wrong. We're a solid duo. There's no doubt about it. But on my own, would I be that great? I'm not so sure.
have you considered Sparky might feel the same way?
What do you mean?
Sparky is occupying your body, Robbie. He needs you more than you need him. Without you, he is just a disembodied spirit. He probably feels just as insecure as you do.
Oh, poor guy. I never thought about it that way before. Oh, now I'm feeling bad for Sparky. He should know he's still a kick-ass demon all on his own.
You should start talking to yourself that way, Robbie. You might actually realize you are the real thing. A real hero.
Okay, fine. You've made your point.
Repeat it until every last bit of doubt is erased from your mind. Starting now.
I am the hero.
Perfect.
You know, I've been thinking, Hunter, and have come to the conclusion that we need a theme song.
We do?
Yes. We're practically a two-person team here, and I think this is the natural next step in our friendship. So, you got a favorite genre of music we could put the tune to?
My favorite music growing up was Baroque. Bach was all the rage. What Nico would refer to as a rock star with the harpsichord.
Yeah, I think I read about him during the musical appreciation section of art history.
Well, you should listen to him too. He was one of the fathers of modern music and can be a great source of inspiration.
Look, I appreciate classical music and all, but I'm not sure it works for a theme song, though. I was thinking more like, Hunter and Spider-Man! Hunter and Spider-Man! One is a hunter, the other Spider-Man. They are Hunter and Spider-Man! So, what do you think?
Is that not the same song people sing at a baseball game?
Yeah, I know. It's not very original. I'll go work on it some more. In the meantime, I was wondering, what do you think about that other thing I asked you about?
What other thing?
Me joining the Midnight Suns.
Why not ask Robbie for guidance? He is part of the Suns and probably went through his own journey trying to find his place.
You're right. I guess I can casually bring it up next time we queue for an online match. I don't want him to think that I'm using him or anything. Not that I'm using you or anything.
Peter, I am sure he would love to have you as an ally in the Suns. As would I.
Aw, really?
Really.
Okay. Thanks for the solid advice as always, Hunter. Till next time.
How's Ileana doing? She fitting in?
Why do you ask?
She had a hard time making friends at Xavier's school. Outside of class, she mostly stayed in her room. Doesn't seem that way here.
The Midnight Suns have been good for her. She has really come into her own.
Good. Thought as much. Always thought Xavier's wasn't the best place for her. Going from the Queen of Hell to the new kid in school wasn't easy.
Queen of Limbo.
Yeah, whatever. Smells like the devil's prostate. It's hell enough for me. Did Charles tell you I like these?
Pretty sure I misheard you, Logan. It kind of sounded like you were asking for help.
I don't make a habit of it, but I figured I could reach out to someone I trust.
What could I possibly help you with?
I see Robbie wasting hours with this thing, and I can't figure it out. It's more complex than most advanced Shi'ar technology.
This device is meant for children to enjoy. It cannot be that complicated.
Right. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But this thing's trickier than one of Charles Xavier's Danger Room traps. I'm just gonna push this button and see what happens. Well, so much for that. So, what do you like to do for fun?
With so much turmoil happening, I treasure moments of quiet conversation. Connections to others is what gives me life.
Ah, you mean chit-chat. All right, I'm game. Maybe while we're waiting for this thing to turn on. I heard the game on here has some crazy dancing mushrooms. It'd be fun to show you.
But the device does not seem to be cooperating. So, what are you going to do now?
There was a time when I would have popped a claw and spiked this thing into the garbage.
But not now.
You've got me thinking positive thoughts these days, Hunter. So, I'm gonna find Robbie or Peter. I'll pop a claw and make him show me how to turn it on.
Thanks for welcoming me into the fold, Hunter. Most people see the monster and run for the hills. Few people take the time to get to know the man underneath.
No problem, Eddie. I've been meaning to ask, where did you come up with the name Venom?
It sounds dangerous, and I like that. But I can't take the credit. My symbiote came up with the name.
Did your symbiote also design your awesome suit?
My symbiote is the suit, so yeah, I guess? That's kind of like asking, did you design your face?
But you could look like anything. You could be the plaid spider or fight crime in a purple tuxedo.
Do not give my other any ideas.
It must be nice to have someone to talk to when you are alone.
Yeah, but it's also distracting having someone chew your ear off while you're getting punched in the face.
But having a voice in your head probably comes in handy at boring dinner parties.
What, you think I get invited to dinner parties?
Anytime dinner is served, I consider it a party.
I like the way you think, Hunter. Oh, what? Oh, I wasn't expecting this. You know, some days I feel a pull. Like something far off is calling my symbiote home.
Space is enormous. How would you make a trip like that?
Good question. I don't know. Most of the time I'm lucky if I can afford a bus ticket to San Francisco.
Do you ever wonder about your symbiote's life before you bonded?
I don't have to wonder. I catch the occasional flash of memory from my other. Only bits and pieces, but they tell a whole story. In one, I see it bonding with a genetically modified Kree soldier who fought in an intergalactic war. In another, I feel its bloodlust as it stands over the icy graves of fallen foes.
Do you share any memories of when it bonded with Spider-Man?
Yes. I prefer not to think of those.
Why not?
You don't know him like I do.
Why do you hate him so much?
It's a long story.
I can make it through Doctor Strange's astral explanations. Test me.
Honestly, I'd rather listen to Doctor Strange talk about the smell of the astral plane than dig into my history with Parker.
You were just stalling.
Remember how I said I lost my journalist job because of some embarrassing reporting? That was partly Spider-Man's fault.
Spider-Man got you fired?
No, he caught the bad guy, like he always does. He just exposed the flaws in my reporting when he did it.
I understand. You wanted the bad guy to go free.
No, of course I didn't want that murderer on the streets. I just didn't want to be publicly embarrassed. Look, the symbiote feeds off my hormones. If they aren't perfectly bonded, a symbiote can suck their host dry.
Are you saying your shared hatred of Spider-Man helped you and your symbiote bond?
In a way.
You owe him your life.
In no way.
But you and Spider-Man get along now.
Sure. If by get along, you mean my other and I agreed not to eat his pancreas.
That sounds like true friendship.
Sure, but it's nothing like the one you and I have. Your pancreas is safe from us.
I have been watching you.
Like in a secret admirer or creepy kind of way?
You are very confident for someone who lacks self-worth.
At least buy me dinner before you peg me like that. Why are you calling me out?
Because I also act the same as you.
Careful. You don't want to be as chaotic as the pool. It's a lot to handle.
I am serious. It is hard to maintain confidence in oneself.
You're an immortal badass. What's not to love? You ever heard the phrase, fake it until you make it? Wait a sec, of course you haven't. Basically, you pretend long enough, and then it sticks. It's the best way to trick other people into thinking you have your crap together. You don't do that?
Certainly. I think it is a very human thing to do.
Don't forget about the aliens.
Thank you for your insight.
Anytime. I love talking. All I'm saying is that we all have no clue what's going on, and I'm confident about that. That was so fun, I could die right now.
I did not expect to meet you here.
For real. Having confessional in a church? It's like somebody couldn't think of anywhere better.
You wish to confess something?
You may have noticed that I mess around a lot. I'm the handsome, super buff comedic relief of the Abbey. Get this, it's all an act. I'm actually a magician.
No, really? You had me fooled.
I'm a master baiter, Hunter. You just couldn't see it until now.
And now that I have, I am scarred for life like you.
Touché, Hunter.
Touche yourself, Deadpool.
Oh, I need no encouragement.
So why do you turn everything into jokes?
It's a hell of a lot easier than being vulnerable and showing my entire ass. No one gets to see that for free.
Do you ever get tired of keeping up this charade?
Oh, you want to play charades? Here I thought we were having a serious conversation about how I'm completely faking it.
So why put on this act if it is all fake?
It protects me, and it pushes the people I care about far away. We all know there's never a happy ending when I'm involved.
Well, that does not sound like a way to live.
What would you do in my position then, huh?
I do not know. But pushing your loved ones away is not good.
It is if it keeps them above the ground.
They deserve to know you are worried.
Whoa, did you see that? You gave me chills just now. I hate it when you're right.
You should know by now that I usually am. But there is something else you should know. None of us truly know what we are doing.
Coming from you, that's rich.
I do not always have it all figured out.
You sure put on a good show. You ever worried about breaking down?
If I break down, I can be repaired.
You can transform into a car? I call shotgun!
No. I'm saying that my friends will pick me back up.
You can count on me to help. I role-played as a mechanic once. They wanted me all greased up. It got real slippery. Look, I'm glad we cleared the air, but don't go telling people I'm actually a giant softie. I'd still like to keep my badass card.
I think our colleagues would enjoy seeing this side of you.
Not as much as I enjoy being a menace. Sorry, Hunter. I'm gonna keep it on the DL for now.
Is that the Deadpool lockdown?
See? You get me! When you don't want to talk about something, you stick it in the hole.
Been meaning to ask, when you woke up and saw a half-vampire in the Abbey, well, was your first thought about killing me?
I was not really thinking. You are still here, so my instincts were not to kill you.
I figured you could tell the difference between me and a blood-sucking freak. I may have pushed you just to be sure.
You deliberately provoked me to see how I would react?
Provoke is a strong word. It was more of an aggressive brood.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, well, if I become a threat to the rest of you, or to the people out in the world, what I'm asking is, if I lost control, would you stop me? Could you do what needs doing?
You are my friend. I cannot imagine doing that.
Well, you need to, because it could happen. You know that more than anyone. I don't know how Lilith does her thing, but I refuse to become one of her fallen. If there's ever a question, I want you to know my answer.
I understand.
All right, then. There better be a next time.
Why are you smiling?
Because you're dead. Hangman.
Damn it.
No offense, Hunter, but you suck. I couldn't have come up with an easier answer.
The irony of a Dampier telling me that I suck is not lost on me, Eric.
Hey, keep it down or this game isn't the only thing you'll be losing tonight.
Is that why you brought me here? To tell me how much I suck at parlor games?
Actually, I'm here to tell you how much you don't suck. You're turning out to be one of my favorite people, and I don't like people.
What about Captain Danvers? Is she not your favorite person?
I don't know her as well as you. Been a while since I've had someone to lean on who handles their inner demons with as much swagger as you do. You remind me of this guy I used to work with, Hannibal King. He knew how to walk the line between good and evil without falling off, not unlike you.
I do pride myself on balancing both the powers of light and dark. I find it makes me more of a well-rounded warrior.
And it shows, Hunter. We worked together to track down the vamp who killed my mother, Deacon Frost. He didn't have to help me, but he did. Proves that even the baddest of the bad can still have a heart, even if it's not beating. Resisting succumbing to your own darkness takes a shitload of willpower. I'm proud of you for resisting yours. Just don't fall off the wagon.
What happens if I do?
Then I'll just have to kill you. Just like I killed my mentor Jamal.
You never told me what happened with that.
Well, here's the abridged version. Dracula turned Jamal into a Class A Nosferatu, and I had no choice but to put him down. Hardest thing I ever had to do. But mark my words, Hunter. If you ever go 100% evil on me, I won't think twice about taking you out too.
I would do the same for you, you know.
What do you mean?
If you ever became a danger to others, I would stake you in a heartbeat.
Well, let's hope it never comes down to that. Already lost enough friends that way. Don't want to lose another.
Then here is to not killing each other.
I'll drink to that. Oh, and Hunter, this blood's for you.
You really aren't what I expected.
How so?
Agatha and Caretaker told so many stories. The idea of you was nearly beyond imagining, but the actual you, rather normal.
Everyone tells me that. I think they oversold the memory of me.
If so, it wasn't by much. It shouldn't be this easy. I always pictured a gulf between us.
The other Midnight Suns only had good things to say about you. I look forward to meeting you.
I'm sorry it was under such negative circumstances.
The real you. I do not hold Lilith's control against you. You should not hold it against yourself either.
This is nice. It feels better than I deserve.
No. It is exactly what you deserve.
And that is...
A chance.
You're too kind.
Ah, I see you have been reunited with your grimoire.
Actually, it's my diary. I'm not ready to be reading spellbooks again. At least not yet.
Making a new entry?
I am.
About what?
About you, actually.
You were writing about me.
I sure am.
Did I do anything to upset you?
Do you really have to ask? Come on, Hunter. You've had my back like no other. You're the first person since Agatha who believed in me. I mean, really believed in me. So, I'm setting it in ink because I never want to forget how you took a chance on me.
Do not forget about Nico and Magic. It was their love for you that brought you back to the Abbey.
As I remember, you had a pretty big part in that too. Your friendship means more than you know. Although I'm still not sure I deserve it sometimes.
What makes you say that?
Because I'm dangerous.
But you know that is exactly what makes you a formidable sorceress on the battlefield.
Sure, but it also makes me potentially deadly to my friends. I mean, what if I'm conjuring some spell or hexed some hellhound and accidentally hurt you? I couldn't live with myself.
I harbor the same fears.
You do?
Of course. I often worry about mistakenly injuring my allies and friends all the time.
How do you deal? Because I haven't figured it out.
I remember that sometimes accidents happen on the battlefield, and friendly fire is inevitable.
Well, let's hope you don't get caught in my friendly fire. I don't want to be the cause of any more pain for anyone, ever again.
Except for Hydra. It is okay to cause them pain.
Right, they're the exception.
And Shadowhounds, Nest Mothers, lower level Lilin, and Lilith. Do not forget to hurt them too.
Okay, I get your point.
I hope so. Because we need you, Wanda. We need you to bring the pain. Just be sure to aim it in the right direction, and we all will be fine.
Thanks, Hunter. You make me feel needed, and sometimes that's your own special brand of magic.
Okay, people, that's going to do it for me. Getting these conversations out, getting a bit of it short, but I'm near the end goal, so should have about 4 videos and stuff out. I'll include the havens as well, so I'll get them out as soon as I can. Anyway, thanks for watching, lots of love, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.